Good morning, everybody, from Berlin's new Brandenburg International Airport, where today we'll be flying on Lufthansa's business class on a short yet eventful flight down over to Munich's Franz Josef Strauss International Airport in the state of Bavaria. This was my first time flying out of the new Berlin airport, so it did take me a minute to find the dedicated priority check-in lane for all Lufthansa Group airlines. This priority section is for first class, business class, and Star Alliance Gold members. Now, even though I was traveling in business class as a Star Alliance Gold member, I could have actually made use of the first class lane, but I completely forgot this fact given that most other Star Alliance carriers make use of the business class lanes for Star Alliance Gold passengers. This airport also had a dedicated fast-track security for elite status holders as well as premium cabin passengers. On a morning like this where the airport was really crowded, this was especially useful. Now, a relative of mine from Berlin did tell me that things move really slow at this airport, and as someone who's traveled through airports in India a lot, I thought those airports can't be beaten for being slow, and surely enough, Berlin's airport came pretty close. Now, Lufthansa's lounges always come with a business class side and a senator side. The senator side lounges are usually better and are meant for Star Alliance Gold members and first class passengers. However, at this airport, the senator lounge was not quite finished yet, so we were all going to use the business class lounge. But on the bright side, the lounge was still quite fresh, and a lot of the decor used in the business class side reminded me of the senator side lounges at other airports. This lounge had three major areas, starting with the seating area over here to the right. Now, it was only 5 in the morning, so I was definitely not going to have any wine. The seating, as I said, was quite modern and fresh, and the good thing that I value tremendously at a lot of lounges was the availability of power ports throughout at pretty much every seat. And of course, there was also Wi-Fi, which was blazing fast at the time that I was using it. The main bar for this lounge was self-serve and would be the first thing that you see when you enter the lounge. It contained many liquors, wines, as well as some sweet treats. There was also this backside over here, which I would say the best part of this area of the lounge was that it boasted great tarmac views. It was currently still dark because it was night outside and it was too early in the morning for there to be any sunlight, but during the day I could definitely see myself sitting here. The final room over here is where all of the food was, as well as complementing it was the dining style seating, as well as a single long table that had a couple of power ports along it as well. The food options range from warm eggs with some side condiments to even a couple beers on tap, along with some soft drinks, some hot drinks, and of course pretzels and some bread. The cold options were pretty good as well, with some fruits, some peach parfait, and some salami and cheese. And back here is where the restrooms were. Now, unlike other Lufthansa lounges, I didn't see a shower, just restrooms, but they were pretty clean. And finally, back at the gate, here we have our A319 taking us to Munich. Now, boarding finally began with Group 1 and Group 2. Group 1 is for Lufthansa's Hans Circle members, first class travelers, and Star Alliance Gold members, where Group 2 is for business class passengers. But in the case of this particular aircraft, because there is no first class cabin, Group 1 is just for those who have onward connections in first class and Star Alliance Gold members and Hans Circle members. At the door, we were handed sanitizing wipes, and then it was off to seat 8A in the last row of this flexible business class cabin. Now, business class on Lufthansa intra-Europe is nothing more than an economy seat with a blocked middle seat. The seat may be thin, but I still found the legroom to be pretty decent. Breakfast today was a cold plate, some warm bread, a kind of cake, as well as alongside with that some butter, jam, and a hand sanitizing wipe. The cold plate consisted of Swiss cheese, ham, grapes, a kind of cheese spread, as well as raisins. The grapes were really crunchy, the ham and the cheese all together along with the cheese spread, it all came together really nicely and it was a great tasting dish. The crew also came around with drink carts to start off the morning service, and I went with orange juice to go alongside this lovely orange sunrise. The cake was also really good. It was a little bit sweet, not too sweet, and it was also a little bit of sourness from the cranberries on top. Overall, a pretty good combination. The bread was also perfectly warm with a slight crunch to it, which is just the way I like it. With that said, enjoy the rest of the flight and the descent into Munich.